Today's episode is brought to you by Real Estate for Life. The Wounded Knee Massacre, also known as the Battle of Wounded Knee, occurred on December 29, 1890, as part of what the U.S. military termed the Pine Ridge Campaign. It stands as the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history. Historian Jeffrey Osler, writing in 2004, noted that Wounded Knee was not made up of a series of discrete, unconnected events. Instead, from the disarming to the burial of the dead, it consisted of a series of acts held together by an underlying logic of racist domination. The tragic outcomes saw around 300 Lakota Sioux, half of whom were women and children, murdered by soldiers of the United States Army. But why did this massacre occur? What led to the violence against the Lakota Sioux? How did the U.S. Army justify its actions, and what was the initial cover story? Hello, I'm Colin Heaton, military veteran, historian, and author. Welcome to this episode of Forgotten History. Ghost Dance Movement. For decades, the U.S. government had been seizing Native American lands, with the Sioux, particularly the Lakota, targeted after gold was discovered in South Dakota's Black Hills. Despite treaties aimed at addressing Sioux concerns, promises to protect their reservations and lands from encroachment were not kept. The near extinction of bison herds crucial to Plains Indians exacerbated their dependence on the government for food, which often led to starvation conditions due to mismanagement or corruption by Indian agents. Amidst this turmoil, news spread of a Paiute prophet named Wovoka, founder of the ghost dance religion. He prophesied that the Christian Messiah Jesus Christ had returned as a Native American. The ghost dance movement offered hope to Native Americans, envisioning the return of the buffalo herds, reunification with departed loved ones, and a restoration of their traditional way of life. However, white settlers and the government viewed this movement as a threat, fearing a resurgence of Sioux resistance and potentially violent conflict. The U.S. government's response to the ghost dance movement was marked by increasing concern and crackdowns. As tensions mounted, Chief Sitting Bull's refusal to comply with an arrest order led to a tragic confrontation, resulting in his death and the flight of many of his followers to join Chief Bigfoot's band at the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. Subsequent efforts to disarm and control the Sioux culminated in the tragic events at Wounded Knee. Prelude. On December 28, 1890, a detachment of the U.S. 7th Cavalry, led by Major Samuel M. Whitside, met with Spotted Elk's band of Lakota near Wounded Knee Creek, surrounded their encampment, and demanded their surrender and disarmament. The arrival of additional troops under Colonel James W. Forsyth the next day escalated tensions. A confrontation ensued when a deaf Lakota man, Black Coyote, resisted relinquishing his rifle, leading to a struggle and the accidental discharge of his weapon. Aftermath. The initial skirmish rapidly devolved into indiscriminate violence, with soldiers opening fire on unarmed Lakota men, women, and children. The use of Hotchkiss guns further escalated the bloodshed, resulting in the deaths of many Lakota, including Chief Bigfoot, and the pursuit and killing of survivors fleeing into the surrounding area. Estimates of Lakota casualties vary widely, with survivors left to endure a harsh blizzard and subsequent search for the dead and wounded. Story. The aftermath of the Wounded Knee Massacre saw conflicting accounts and attempts at justification. While some soldiers claimed self-defense, eyewitness testimonies and subsequent investigations revealed the disproportionate and indiscriminate use of force against unarmed Lakota. Colonel James Forsyth faced criticism for his handling of the situation but ultimately avoided significant consequences, despite evidence of misconduct and the tragic loss of innocent lives. The ghost dance movement effectively ended following the massacre, marking one of the final chapters in the Indian Wars. The return of a ghost dance shirt, a poignant symbol of Lakota culture and resilience, to the Lakota people in 1999 represented a small step towards healing and reconciliation. The ghost shirt. Among the most significant artifacts associated with the ghost dance movement is the ghost shirt, imbued with spiritual significance and believed by its wearers to be bulletproof. The tragic events at Wounded Knee saw the loss of many lives, including those of unarmed men, women, and children who had sought refuge in the ghost dance ceremony's promises of protection and renewal. The return of the original ghost shirt to the Lakota people in 1999 symbolized a step towards acknowledging and addressing the injustices of the past. The aftermath. In the aftermath of the Wounded Knee Massacre, the U.S. government faced scrutiny and criticism for its handling of the situation. While some sought to justify the actions of the military, eyewitness testimonies and subsequent investigations revealed the disproportionate and indiscriminate use of force against unarmed Lakota. The tragic loss of innocent lives, coupled with evidence of misconduct and disregard for human rights, underscored the need for accountability and reconciliation. Legacy and reconciliation. The Wounded Knee Massacre remains a haunting chapter in American history, underscoring the systemic injustices and violence endured by Native American communities. The massacre's legacy serves as a reminder of the ongoing struggles for justice, sovereignty, and cultural preservation faced by Indigenous peoples. Efforts to acknowledge and reckon with this dark past are essential steps towards healing and reconciliation, paving the way for a more inclusive and equitable future. As we reflect on the events of Wounded Knee and their enduring impact, it's crucial to honor the resilience and resistance of Native American communities throughout history. By amplifying their voices, acknowledging their experiences, and advocating for justice, we can work towards a more just and equitable society for all. Thank you for joining us on this journey through forgotten history. If you have any further questions or topics you'd like to explore, please feel free to reach out. Until next time, take care.